detective. Thrill me.
Thanks for joining us. A creature feature. For some reason, I thought I said to you that we had already covered this, but I don't believe we have, because I certainly have not seen it in quite some time. And that is 2002's Dog Soldiers. Before we get to that, though, let's do a little bit of around the grounds. I've got a little bit on. I watched Night of the Reaper on Shudder, which was all right, Jared. I thought it was okay. It brought a couple of interesting ideas to the table, did a pretty good job with the 80s locations and stuff, worked pretty hard to get most of that to work. It's not fully successful. There's a sort of a sting in the tail and a twist that's kind of I was like, yeah, I see where you're going. I see what you're trying to achieve here. But it wasn't fully successful. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'd say check it out if you've got Shudder. If you and 5 other people who have currently got it in Australia.
Jesus,
it's there.
Rough.
It's there.
Rough.
It's worth looking at.
Shudder's going strong, mate. 10 years plus now.
I know. Every year we've said, this is it.
Well, you've said that.
Well, every year I've gone, did they take the money again? Oh,
No,
fuck, they did.
Yeah, I've definitely said that. I still don't know where they're taking it from, but anyway.
It must have had another account.
Yeah.
We watched...
I had a burner Shudder account, obviously.
Yeah, that's right. I watched a highly touted Netflix series, Adolescence. It was good in terms of it was very well made, it was very well acted, and it covered off on some really interesting ideas. Each episode is shot in one shot, the whole one take thing. There's probably a couple of edits in there somewhere, but it's pretty seamless. But to me, it just didn't. It wasn't very well kind of wrapped up. I got what they were going for, toxic masculinity, all that stuff about incels, how social media kind of creates this sort of environment and how the environment at home shapes your kids and what they do. It just sort of felt like it just kind of ended. I remember just going, okay, so that's it. Worth a look. But I would not call it. I wasn't as impressed as a lot of other people. I watched a HBO original movie from the early 2000s with Ray Liotta in it called Point of Origin, based on a true story about arson fires being set in California. It wasn't too bad. It was sort of a bit overshot. They were using a lot of fancy as fancy the techniques as you could get back then. Sort of putting him in the fire while it was raging, he's walking through it and he's sort of, which was kind of a little bit over the top.
Sounds cutting edge.
It was cutting edge back then in 2002. And look, Ray Liotta, I've always loved Ray Liotta. There's something about him even when he's being friendly, there feels like there's this fucking point where he's just going to blow his stack.
Yeah.
I love it. We started watching a crime show on Disney called High Potential, which was, we watched the first episode. Just crap. I said to my wife, this is the kind of shit you'd find on fucking Channel 9 or, CBS or that sort of bullshit procedural thing where you have got to swallow so much crap as to why this person would in any way, shape or form be involved with a police investigation. It's just this is rubbish. So I've sort of steered clear of the rest of that since then. No. I was like, I don't think I want to see this again.
Strong recommend.
And look, I'm not going to lie, my wife was getting pretty pissed off as I fucking raged about this shit every 5 seconds through the first episode. So,
well, if it's shit,
clearly she's had enough.
Clearly
she's had enough of me.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary called The Girl in the Picture on Netflix. Interesting stuff, skeezy as hell, involving a bloke who kidnapped a little girl, then basically married her and murdered her. It was very skeezy shit. But it was not too bad. I watched the first 2 episodes of Chad Powers on Disney. I enjoyed it. Silly as fuck.
Didn't complain about that one?
No, I didn't mind it.
Didn't get told to shut up while
I
you
think
were
the
watching that?
idea with Powers is I just kind of went with it.
Yeah, you
It's
can tell.
silly
I mean,
as shit.
as soon as you see the concept, it's like, all right.
It's silly as shit, but it got plenty of laughs. The mileage, especially him over sort of sharing information as Chad, because he's got this guy who's helping him out, and he keeps saying to him, "Don't talk a lot. Like keep it very, very loose as to what you've been doing." And he's constantly fucking cocking that up. Bloke's got a list. He's writing down this list, and this is what you've told him. Some of that was piss funny. So I'll stick with that. I believe it's only 6 episodes season. So it's not. It doesn't sound like it's going to outstay its welcome in any way. You know, it's not going to get held up by being 10 episodes long. And the last one was I started watching Monster, the Ed Gein story on Netflix. It's well acted, really well acted, and it's one of those Ryan Murphy ones, so it's fucking super polished and really well made. But it's also taking some strange angles, linking Gein back to those She-Wolf of the SS sort of comic books that he used to read. He then starts linking it back to like the movies that he inspired. Like it's kind of a bit all over the shop.
Yeah,
but it's still pretty interesting. I mean, fuck, Laurie Metcalf as his mum. Fuck. Every 5 seconds going off about how everyone's a whore. Sort of shit.
Right, so a very stable family environment.
Exactly. You can see why he was fucked up. But it's interesting. I'll continue with it because I thought the Dharma one was good. And we haven't watched, me and the wife are interested in watching in the second one, which was the Menendez brothers, which has got a more high caliber cast. It's got like Javier Bardem and Chloe Sevigny and people like that in those key roles.
Yeah.
So it might have a little bit more sort of punch to its casting, even though I thought the guy who played Jeffrey Dahmer was fucking awesome.
Yep.
So it's interesting. I think Gein, they seem to have kind of almost like kind of sort of to showcase the breadth of what he was up to.
Yeah.
Have kind of taken this interesting approach to it, but I'm finding it a little bit hard to kind of get behind.
Yeah. Every time I heard about the Menendez one, I couldn't stop giggling about it would remind me of the Cable Guy where Ben Stiller kept popping up in the parody of the trials.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time I heard that mentioned, every time I heard it mentioned,
sort of language. I think it was Asian.
That would pop into my head, and I would start laughing. I'm like, I should. Why does a horrific crime make me giggle like this? It's hard to explain that connection in the moment.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Because he's playing a pair of brothers, isn't he?
Yeah. It's basically a parody.
A parody of it. That's back when Stiller was ripping out Tropic Thunder too. But that's it for me.
Okay.
Now you've been on holidays, so
yeah, but I've been out.
You've been away. You've been away.
I'm man of the world, just man of the people, just getting out and about. Man of the people for about 3 minutes until I'm like, fuck, I need to get out of here. Leave me alone.
Bloody people. Fuck, I've had enough of them. So what do you got?
I kicked off with one called What Haunts Us, which was a doco. It was basically just, I can't remember where I actually read about it. I just read about it in reference to another movie, but it was basically a doco about where this woman had been informed of another suicide from her sort of student group that she was in.
Yeah.
And it was a number of the people had committed suicide. And so then it came back to, they're all from the school and whatever. So she starts digging a little deeper. There's not a whole lot of dig. It sort of puts something forward initially, but then it goes into digging a little more, which turns into one of those scenarios where a number of people were impacted by one particular teacher and his kind of scumbaggery. Yep. But it was quite interesting. It was reasonably short too. So I thought it was reasonably well done. I watched The City of Lost Children.
Is that the it's got Ron Perlman in it? Is that right?
French one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had been recommended
Jean-Luc, the same guy who made Alien Resurrection.
Yeah. Had been recommended to me for quite some time by a mate in Melbourne, and I'm pretty sure I'd sort of started watching it, but it was one of those ones I'd kept meaning to come back to, and I just kept sort of bumping it down the list. I finally watched it. It was it was really good. It's quirky, it's a little different, but extremely unique in the kind of vision that they sort of put forward.
Okay.
A lot of sort of miniatures and things used to create these environments, which look really cool. Pretty well acted across the board. And it's quite interesting. It was not like anything else I've really watched, to be honest. Like when you think of the aesthetic, I kept thinking of something like Dark City, which was very unique as well. Like, but really cool.
Okay.
Really interesting to watch that one. I went to the first Back to the Future and watched that again because I checked out the musical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got to see the musical, which was really cool. But yeah, the first one still holds up. Great movie. Even with the, when you look at some of the storylines which have been talked about ad nauseum, and they do kind of riff on in the musical, which is quite funny.
I find that movie just it's timeless for me.
Yeah, it's excellent. Part 2, not so much.
No, two's the dud for me.
Well, see, I've been on the case for many years that I think Part 3 is a far better movie. And I recall kind of having discussions with people about this, and they'd be like, "No, Part 2." And it's like they bring up the couple of things, and I'm like, "Yeah, but all that cool shit you're talking about that you remember is actually in like the first half hour, all the hoverboards and all that sort of stuff." And then we go into that weird Biff-led future with the casino and stuff, which I don't think holds up as well.
No. 3 is much better.
Well, I think 3 is just a better scripted, like a tighter bit of work. It's actually got a better storyline through it. And also the other thing that struck me this time is the whole "nobody calls me chicken." That works better in the Western.
Yes.
Because that was like a Western theme.
Yeah.
So when they come together with Part 2 and 3, when Marty does that in the 80s and shit, he looks like kind of a dick. Yeah. But when it happens in the Western setup, it's like, no, that fits.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking. I didn't watch Part 3 this time around, but after watching Part 2, my feeling was sort of, I think I'm still going to be of that thinking. Not that I don't like Part 2. I think Part 2 was good, but it's
Part 2's got its moments, but
yeah.
it's just in overall.
It's the most uneven.
It's not very. It doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
Once you've.
It's got some really cool stuff about it, but it's very much
especially with after watching the first one.
Yeah, correct. Which is just kind of getting everything right.
Yeah.
Bob Gale was at the musical.
Okay.
He rolled up on stage and had a couple of words afterwards.
Nice.
Mentioned that it got rejected 40 times.
Yeah.
Which was a nice little reminder. Like, imagine fucking being. I mean, there's probably people on that list that were responsible for rejecting it multiple times.
Yeah.
Imagine being that guy.
I guess it just proves that the whole Hollywood adage that nobody knows anything really, because
no, that's right.
You can never get all the hits.
Yeah.
You're going to turn something down somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And if I remember correctly, the original script is not what you see.
No,
they had this different time traveling method and all this stuff involving fucking nuclear. So you can kind of see maybe it didn't sound as good on paper.
Yeah.
Now,
the musical wisely cut the Libyans all together.
Good one. Good one.
Yeah.
Good idea, guys. But also, I think that you can't discount the Spielberg effect.
No.
The fact that Spielberg said yes, but don't think. I don't think for a second that he didn't go, some of this needs to change.
Yeah, of course.
Like I want it, I like it, but there's some things that we should change.
Yeah,
and that's possibly where it comes around to being what it is. So I can kind of see maybe how it gets rejected. Yeah. It wouldn't be the first fucking great movie that's been rejected.
No, of course not.
Many times,
No, that's right. And funnily enough, on the same day, I did have that clip pop up in one of my social media feeds of Matt Damon chuckling on stage about how he knocked back 10% of Avatar. So everyone makes mistakes, don't they?
Yeah, I love that. He's like, oh, nah, good.
I couldn't stop laughing too at the bit when he goes, look, Jim told me up front, this movie doesn't need you. It's going to be a hit, but I want you. David was like, I had other things on.
Yeah, all right. Hey, you could have fucking avoided making movies for 5 years after making all that money.
Yeah, absolutely. I finally got to finish up the little John Woo kind of
Yes.
journey I was on. I watched The Killer.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. After watching a few of them, I can see how Chow Yun-Fat kind of got the opportunities in Hollywood because he's really good in those movies. He's really good. And John Woo does some fantastic work there too. I caught up on a little bit of Joe Bob Briggs, which involved what we were watching tonight, but then also Bad Moon, which I had watched previously.
Michael Paré.
Yes, Michael Paré says it's the best acting he's ever done, according to him. So,
that's a low bar, Michael.
Jesus, that's harsh. I can throw in he's covered a couple of strays, but I'm trying to give him a bit of a.
You know what?
Pump up his
Michael
tires
wasn't
a bit.
too bad an actor. Just remember Bad Moon being kind of fucking boring.
Well,
if I remember
it's
it
not
correctly.
bad, but it's not. It's got a couple of real problems. I mean, I think bringing the dog into it is a pretty solid idea. And
the wolf effects are terrible too, if I remember correctly.
Well, they're not. There's actually the practicals are pretty good. There's one part where they try to bring some early CGI to make it like the transitioning stuff, and it's clearly just we take a shot when we had after makeup on and take a shot when we put all the makeup on, and it looks shit there. But the actual
transformation,
the actual prosthetics when it's just the wolf around the place, they're not too bad.
Okay,
considering. But yeah, it's got a few issues. I just thought it was an interesting way to put things out there. And watching Joe Bob, he went into the book a little bit more and sort of fleshed things out. And it's like, it's actually a pretty good idea in some ways to have like the family dog as the one that's sort of catching on to what's going on.
Well, I don't know about you, but there are rave reviews about this new fucking one about this from the dog's perspective called Good Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be on that.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. Further Joe Bob work, I caught up on Jaws Rip-Off Night, which he kept kind of going, it's Jaws Rip-Off Night. I mean, shit, it's Ecological Horror Night. So,
what have we
Piranha, which again I'd watched not all that long ago.
That's a good film.
Yeah, a bit of fun. Yeah. Stretches a Corman budget, although there was a fucking piss funny story in there about the budget and how Joe Dante was. So apparently it was an $800K budget, and Corman saw a few of the dailies and came back and said, it's a $600K budget. Joe Dante said, listen, this is going to be all right. Like, don't cut it. So Corman whips together a deal, or I think Dante might have been sort of in on the deal of getting somebody the international rights to put up half the budget.
Mm-hmm.
So they all agree, okay, well, 400 from Roger, 400 from the other company. Yep, no worries, all good. Corman quietly cuts his to 200, so it's still a $600K budget, but he's gone down to pay 200 of it.
Holy shit.
But then apparently he came back and gave him another 60, so it ended up being like a 660K, but Roger had finagled his way into paying 260 of it.
Roger, fuck, 800K for a movie is nothing, even back then.
Yeah, but 800K for a movie is something when you can get it done for 260 out of it.
True. But it wouldn't have the life that it's had.
No, that's right.
And Roger's been making residuals off that shit forever.
Correct. It was pretty funny, and it sort of summed up a little bit of how Corman operated sometimes. After that, it was Crocodile.
Oh.
Which
is that Toby Hooper?
No, not that one. It's a I think it was made in Thailand. It's like a Thai crack at it that takes footage from other movies and things like that.
Shit. I can assume it's rubbish.
I can't say it's at the top of my Jaws knockoffs. I'd rather watch what did we watch last time, like The Last Shark.
But at least they were kind of funny.
Yeah. There was a bit of comedy to be had. There is a little bit of that in this one, but it's it's pretty funny.
Garbage, is it?
Yeah, it's not high level stuff. And the big ticket, Strangers, Chapter 2.
Oh, Rennie.
Ready. We need to chat, my friend. I need to know whether it was your call to break it up into 3 movies, Rennie, because you didn't need to do that.
Well, Rennie needed work. And the best way to do it is to say I had a 270-page script and I turned it into 3 movies.
But unfortunately, when the first one comes out of the oven lukewarm and the second one word of mouth starts to filter out to the few remaining interested parties, that the second one might be less than lukewarm.
The last thing I remember is that we were not in that interested
Well,
party.
we've sworn off it, but, I've done that before.
Is it bad?
Yeah, it's terrible. Like,
it's just bland.
It's super bland. It's like, we copped the first one with the remake portion of it on the proviso that we were going to start to get a bit of
information,
what's going on, and so we do get a little bit of that, but it's tiny. It's like, I don't know, like 15% of the movie. Not even. It just feels so short of what you get. You get a couple of flashbacks. You get a lot of the same character being chased through different scenarios, like the hospital, which is obviously in the trailer, and then out and about again. And she's better. The lead actress is better than what I recall.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend Maddie, who saw it with me, summed it up because he was like, yeah, because they were the fucking most boring couple. They were the most insufferable couple together. So just having her on her own is a little easier.
We can go better with it.
Yeah, but and then we get one party unmasked at the end. So it's just sort of
one of the three.
One of the three is unmasked at the end.
Is it just me? And again, I haven't seen 2, but I've read enough reviews, and I just remember, I think I might have even brought this up when we watched the first one. It felt a bit like that shitty fucking Wrong Turn remake.
Yeah.
The outcomes of that.
Yep.
If you remember.
Yes.
And I was getting deja vu on that when I watched the first chapter. I remember thinking, like, they're clearly setting us up, the small town, everyone's a suspect, there's involvement by someone, some of these people.
I'm still on that line of thinking too.
Yeah.
Like what they uncovered is not, they should have fucking unfolded a bit more. What they uncovered was very limited and still gives you, or gave me, the feeling, there's a shitload to come out here and they've got to spring something on us that's more than, they pulled the mask off one of them and I was just like, I was fucking scratching to think,
who's that?
Who was that again? I was fucking scratching.
Jared, that can't be good.
In the moment, we finished the movie and I immediately had to get on the internet to fucking refresh me on who the fuck it was.
Jared, was there a previously on The Strangers at the start?
There was.
Did we get a little sense of what we
There was
saw?
a little lead up. Yeah, there was a little bit of a lead up. But, of course, the unmasking still, once I was able to fucking ascertain who it actually was, it kind of came back to exactly what we were thinking and scenarios we talked about and places we talked about.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm not sure how it's going to play out. It could just be they're still going to go with, here you go, there's these three here and they're going to just unmask them one by one and that's going to be the end of it, which certain things do play into that. But then there's still a big part of me that's like, well, what are we here for if that's all you're going to do? I think you're going to go more. Why do you need a whole movie to do that? There's got to be a lot more.
What happened to Rennie? Jared, I mean, we could do an entire podcast on what the fuck happened to Rennie.
I don't know.
Because
he does have his moments where there's a couple of little things.
No, but
where directorially, okay, yeah, they're okay. But the story is
Rennie
so fucking
end
bland.
up making such fucking dreck? Because, there was a period there where Rennie he wasn't the go-to guy in Hollywood, but if you secured Rennie...
his name was getting tossed around.
If you secured Rennie, you could pretty much say this will be reasonably well made.
Yeah, you're pretty happy with it.
The budget will be reasonably high because Rennie demands a reasonable budget. But fuck.
Yeah.
His last 10 movies are just shit. I think you'd find.
And look, the way that he was going about this with like a low budget.
Yeah.
And shooting films back to back and
good ideas.
It seemed like a solid
Probably
idea.
shooting them in Romania.
Yeah, it was that or Bulgaria. I thought I recall that the name Bulgaria is at the front of my mind in those discussions for some reason in
Bulgaria, shooting them in Bulgaria.
One of those two places. But yeah,
$8 million budget. So you're thinking to yourself, $8 million?
And you're doing some of them together.
Yeah.
So
$8
you're squeezing
million.
budget that way.
8 million. Let's say overall you're probably looking at maybe 20
Yeah.
for the 3 films.
Yeah.
So
Well, this one came out, I believe it was tagged at 6.5.
6.5.
Part 2.
So 6.5.
So you're about right.
So
I reckon it's
all three of them are
looking
about
at
6.5?
You're looking at around the 20 mark for all three of them, surely.
Yep. So you haven't got any high-priced leads.
Yeah.
You're not paying anyone big dollar.
Yep. And the first one made enough to say, all right, well, that's.
Well, how much did the first make?
I think the first topped 10 at the box office, didn't it?
Well, I'm going to look while this conversation's being had, but
yeah, this one's come
I
out of
think
the.
you'll find it made more than that worldwide. I think it probably did reasonably well because this could be one of those ones where it's like, well, even if the next 2 movies are not very successful, we've already made our money back.
Correct.
Okay, currently The Strangers Part 2 is sitting on 11 million worldwide, okay?
Oh, that's better than I thought because when it came out of the blocks, it was like, oh, Jesus, this is going to just fall over.
Okay, so it's 11 million worldwide. Chapter 1 did 48 million.
So essentially,
So currently,
the job's done.
2 films at 6.5 apiece, and they've made currently about $60 million. And I'd say marketing budget would be, let's throw another 10 on top of your budgets.
Yeah.
So they're already 30 million in the red.
Yeah. Do they put?
Sorry, in the black. Is it in the black?
Do they put a? Are they going to put the third one in cinemas?
I would think so.
If that one's knocked up 12, did you say 12 worldwide?
11.5 worldwide.
It's not going to go much higher than that.
No, let's
and I
say
would
20
suspect
total.
Anyone that's seen that, the interested parties continue to dwindle at them.
This is
went
what I
from
reckon,
48 to 12.
I reckon I would say this. All up, the 3 films will probably end up making about 80 to 90 million in revenue.
No.
So
Because that would say the third one's got to make
30.
That's not going to
No, well, the second one's going to tack on probably another 10.
No.
Just in like final residuals.
Here's my hot tip. It's not going to it won't make 20.
Okay.
I reckon it'll barely make 15.
Do you think it'll even make cinemas? Part 3. Because they might cut their losses and go, we'll put it
I
on
wouldn't be
streaming
surprised
somewhere.
if we quietly hear that this one goes to streaming.
Okay.
If they can get a deal that's a decent chunk of change and not have to worry about the marketing and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
they may well. And it may be a case where they can get a deal because they're like, all right, well, we'll give you the third one, but you take 1 and 2 as a package.
Yes.
So
Because you had to play them.
the
You had
streamer
to
will be
all.
like, yeah, we want to get all of them together.
So let's put it that way. Let's even throw that in the mix. These guys have made their money.
They've made their money.
They've fucking made their money.
Yeah.
Even with marketing costs.
Yeah.
They've made.
I think they were probably hoping for more overall, but
Yes.
even then, you're coming out on top.
I would say that overall.
Were the budgets in Bulgarian dollars? What are they working over there?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they were in Bulgarian dollars. Imagine being an actress who has had a little bit. She's been in a few things. That actress being told we're going to have to fly you over. We're flying you to Bulgaria to make this shit. I just look. I think at the end of the day, it's savvy business sense probably, because the series, The Strangers, had enough juice to make them cheap and make some money. That's it.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished, basically. It would seem.
Okay, so just to throw it out there,
Where's the film?
Strangers Chapter 1 is set in the fictional town of Venus, Oregon. Yeah. Film's actual filming locations were in and around Bratislava, Slovakia.
Slovakia.
So
sorry.
Apologies to Bulgaria.
Yeah. Who I can guarantee would not want to be associated with these
they're
films.
fucking lining up the government's lining up a quick email at the moment to say we need a retraction because we don't want to be associated with that.
We retract our conversations about Bulgaria and put the fucking blame all on Slovakia.
Well, I don't think they'd be happy to be associated either. I think the blame all goes on Rennie and company.
But see, Rennie's probably made a cut.
Yeah.
Like a percentage.
Yeah.
and it's probably a reasonably lucrative percentage.
Yeah.
Because remember when I was talking
suppose.
about that one? This would be the sort of shit like Blumhouse was doing back in the day. Remember I told you about I watched that fucking Blumhouse movie with Jennifer Lopez where she was being fucking harassed by the bloke next door after she slept with him? And I was like, how the fuck did she get mixed up in this shit?
Yeah.
And I checked it. I looked into it a bit deeper, and the budget was like $5 million, but she was getting fucking 5.
Yeah.
She was getting 5 on the side.
On the back end?
Yeah, no.
She's getting a separate 5.
She got a separate 5, but also got back end.
We're underreporting here. We're cutting side deals.
But the fucking thing made like $100 million.
That's ridiculous.
So she walks away cleanly with about 10 million, and the same went for the director.
And she can spend it on silly documentaries about herself.
Exactly, but it's like that's how you get them.
Yep.
That's how you do it, and this is what these guys seem to have done. A similar model,
Yeah.
but it's just it's garbage, but it's
Look, if part one's a
lucrative
little
garbage.
better, if part one is a little better and the rest of the other two movies are exactly what they're like, you're knocking up like 150 million worldwide on the 3 of them or something like that.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
good money. That's good dollar.
There is a world where I can imagine that would have happened. If chapter 1 was a 2.5-star movie, that probably happens. But it was just so bad that
It was shit.
Yeah.
The fucking first one, I can't find it on streaming, and I don't know why I was looking for it in the first place, Jared. I think
So you can sneak into chapter 2 and bump that up to 12 million and 20.
this is it though. I was looking at it seriously because I was looking for part 1 because I don't think my wife had seen part 1. And I was like, well
And you're
she's gonna have to
fast-tracking
see
a
me.
divorce by fucking putting her through that.
She's going to have to see part 1 before we can see part 2. But I believe it's already left cinemas, I think.
Hence why I was sort of making the comment that I don't think it's going to make much more because it's been in the States. Australia
It's still
doesn't
on in the
contribute
States,
much.
but it must be. Its opening weekend was like 6 million, so it's got to be.
That's what I mean. It's trudging its way to 12 worldwide, and I think it's gonna be pulled very shortly. Like, I don't think it's got legs. So.
Yeah, I agree. That's everything.
That's it.
All right, let's take a break. Here's the trailer for 2002's Dog Soldiers.
I love it when a posh bear talks dirty.
Dog Soldiers from 2002. It's written and directed by Neil Marshall, who directed The Descent. Produced by David E. Allen, who produced Cemetery Gates. Christopher Figg, who produced Hellraiser. And Tom Reeve, who produced Midas Man. It stars Sean Pertwee as Wells, Kevin McKidd as Cooper, Emma Cleesby as Megan, and Liam Cunningham as Ryan. The budget was $2 million. The box office was $3.5 million worldwide. Now, in the scene where Wells asks Cooper to knock him out, Kevin McKidd throws a stage punch for the first time, but misjudged the distance and catches Sean Pertwee on the nose. Pertwee didn't feel the punch, however, as he was really drunk.
He was blind
during that scene.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah. He did ask.
He did ask, yeah, all right.
He said, "Do you mind?" He asked Neil Marshall.
Do you mind if I get shit-faced?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they might have characterised it as, do you mind if I experiment with some grog in this scene?
All right.
There was plenty of experimentation going on.
Okay. All right, Jared. Dog Soldiers. Your take.
So, another one that I'd always had a good memory of but had left for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's been 10 plus years since I watched it.
Yep.
Held up very well.
Yeah.
I think it does a really good job of just quickly developing a believable bond between this little group that's caught in this situation. Does it in a fashion that for people like you and I coming from Australia, that pommy sort of language and the shit that they're talking about is very relatable in a lot of aspects, and in language that I find amusing and a bit more life than your usual kind of bullshit that you cop in some of these ones.
Yeah.
So that starts it off really strong, and you've got a group of really solid actors. And even now, I wouldn't say a lot of them are what we would call like super well known.
No.
But guys like Liam Cunningham and Sean Pertwee and the fella that you mentioned before, Kevin McKidd, they've all had pretty good careers.
Yeah.
And they are all good actors.
Yes.
So that is a real strength of it. The werewolves look really good and are shot in a fashion that is pretty effective.
Yeah, I think the way it's shot
Yeah.
is important when it comes to talking about the wolves.
Yes.
I think they make some shrewd choices there.
Yep.
Which work.
So that is a big strength, and it's just a real tight bit of work without ever really elevating into real sort of classic status.
No, not quite there, but
There's nothing about it that is in that tier, but all of it is pretty darn good, especially for a movie that was not like super expensive. I think it's done a pretty good job overall. So I'll give it a 3.5.
solid. I would agree. Snake Eyes, definitely.
Snake Eyes, for sure.
Snake Eyes, definitely. It's a rollicking good time. They get a hell of a lot out of not much.
Yep.
Like that budget is slim, and they work it for everything they can possibly get. You know, the action scenes are solid. The gore's pretty plentiful, and it's got a little bit of zippy dialogue. It's nothing fucking absolutely magnificent, but it works for that.
Yeah.
I got lo-fi Aliens vibes from it, like very much so.
Yep.
There's a few minor quibbles here and there, but for the most part, it's just a excellent piece of kind of like genre entertainment.
Yeah.
And it works, and it still works now. So, I was pretty happy to see it again because I hadn't seen it in a while, and it really held up for me. It held my attention.
Once you plumb the depths of the streaming services to actually find it.
And so, turned out it was on Tubi.
Yeah, of course.
So I signed up to Plex.
Yeah.
And then I found it on Tubi, and I was like, "Oh, well, fuck! Why was I bothering?"
Plex as well.
Now I got Plex.
Plex is where I found Freddy's Nightmares.
Is
so
it?
you might be able to dig into that.
Fucking lock it in. Definitely
44
watching that
episodes of pure genius.
shit. Some minor genius, and then the rest is pretty bad. All right, straight out of the gate. The idea of a group of soldiers cut off in the woods, hunted by something, it's such a simple concept, but it always fucking works well.
Yep.
I also got Predator vibes, and I was like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like the fact that you've got a sort of a Predator feel.
Yeah.
I had no problems whatsoever with that. And then adding the fact that they're werewolves.
Yep.
And again, you're taking a horror link to it, and it works out nicely. I thought that, I think that you can never go wrong with much of that.
No, it's funny that you mention Aliens, because apparently Neil Marshall was like very conscious of not wanting to go with the whole werewolf and someone that's tortured and doesn't want to be, but is struck down. It was basically he just wants the wolves. He just wants these fucking things that are coming to rip you apart. Which is good because it keeps the focus on the soldiers.
Yeah.
And all the work's done in amongst that crew. And as you said, it's like Aliens. The wolves are just fucking showing up and ripping them apart and stuff like that. So yeah, that was really cool. I did like that, and it's part of, another one of my likes was that it's just a really straightforward setup.
Yes.
It's really easily understood, easy to get into.
We're under
room
attack.
for a few little twists and turns.
We're trapped.
Yep.
And now we've got to fight them off. That's it. That was it.
And I like that they start just with a little touch of attributing it to like the local legend, local sort of urban legend
Yes.
kind of stuff. That works.
Yeah.
That works really well.
Yep. It doesn't overshadow things. I thought, for a little bit there, I was thinking, are they going to? I've forgotten whether they'd go into the depths of that, the legend and the lore and stuff, and how does that play in?
No, they just briefly
But
touch
they briefly
set
touch
it
on it,
up.
and then they leave it alone because they haven't got time. Like I think the movie's running nicely as an action horror flick.
Yep.
Some excellent locations on a small budget. They get some fantastic shots of the Scottish Highlands.
It's not in Scotland.
Where is it? Bulgaria?
Well, I think they did get some shots of the Scottish
Bulgaria?
Highlands.
Fucking Romania?
I'll get back to you. Luxembourg, maybe? I think it might have been
Go back on Luxembourg. Either way, they get some pretty decent shots for a small budget film
Yeah.
where that type of because that's all helicopter work.
Bingo. Points for me.
Luxembourg.
Primarily filmed in Luxembourg. But yeah, he
you're
did get
using a
some
helicopter.
second unit. He did get some second unit.
Right, you're
stuff
not
for
using
the
drones.
Scottish.
Like now they use drones.
Yeah.
So it's nowhere near as hard
Yeah.
to get that.
So the Scottish Highlands, your point stands, look magnificent.
Luxembourg.
Were they Luxembourg Highlands?
Yeah,
Do they have
must have been
Highlands?
the Luxembourgian Highlands. They look fucking beautiful. For a low budget picture, the action scenes are pretty good. I've got a negative that I'll bring up,
Yep.
which is a bugbear of mine. It always is. But I think the action scenes are pretty good on that small budget,
Yeah.
and they're quite frenetic.
Especially for a guy that was first-time director. I know he
Yeah.
had some experience prior, but in terms of helming
An actual feature film.
it was first one. So yeah, it stands up really well.
Pretty solid. There's a couple of sequences where there's some explosions and stuff where I'm like, he's really kind of nailed this shit. Like that's exactly what you would expect.
Yep.
I really like the opening. I forgot about that opening. I thought the opening was straight on to the soldiers,
Yeah.
but that sequence there where they're getting a bit
Couple.
frisky, a little bit frisky in the tent.
That's what happens when you're in Scottish Highlands.
I don't know about
/
you,
Luxembourg.
Jared. You're in the fucking Luxembourgian Highlands.
Yeah.
You're dressed in like a moon suit,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to get frisky. You're starting to get frisky. It must be freezing cold up
Yeah.
there.
Oh, look, it's going to take us half an hour to get out of the kit.
Yeah. You wait.
Yeah.
When I get out of 10 layers.
Yeah.
And they introduced the silver,
Yes.
the silver letter opener, and just that bit where he starts to unzip her pants, and then he stops because he thinks he hears something, and then all you can hear is the zipper still going, and he flashes the torch to it, and the zipper of the fucking tent is coming down, and you can hear like,
Yeah. That was cool.
that was really cool. It was really cool.
Delicate hands, that wolf. The claws didn't get in the way of the zip.
Oh,
I mean,
fuck.
I'll tell you what, if you've ever seen the tents that I'm using, those fucking zips are hard to get a hold on.
Yeah.
So
The wolf's going straight
obviously
through it.
doing pretty well. Yeah.
But I really like that. I thought that was a really cool way to, and then she's basically dragged out of the tent.
Yes.
You don't see anything.
We get a little bit of that gore straight up, just
Yeah.
like not like full on, but like a little hint of it.
And you don't see the wolf. You don't see anything.
No.
So they kind of keep it low key in a sense that you don't see anything, but they give you enough to show they're dangerous,
Yes.
which was really cool, I thought.
Yep.
Now, this was my favourite piece of dialogue. I actually really like the monologue
There's plenty.
about the death of Eddie.
Yep.
Where he tells the story, and it's all just on him, pretty much, while he tells that story.
Yes.
And look, it has no bearing on what's happening.
No. It's just kind of more about. It's talking about the connections and the
And the horrors of what you see.
horrors
but-
of what they're going to be ending up getting into and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. And it actually had a little creepiness about it too,
Yeah.
as he tells it. And then, of course, a fucking gigantic, torn up, dead animal lands in the centre of the campfire. Fucking
Very
5
well
seconds later.
timed.
Yes, I got to jump. That made me jump fucking 6 foot.
Well, the fact that it's like all right, we've got that somber little story, and then
Yeah.
someone cuts in with a joke.
Yeah.
And you're
then
like,
suddenly,
oh,
boom,
we've cut that tension
just sort of
already.
gets thrown in there. Like, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. It's sort of, we've already done that. We've cut the tension. But then 2 seconds later, we're just going to go boom.
I like that.
You think we're back, but no, we're going to catch you with that.
It was cool. And I also like the way he says there are no entry wounds. They look like teeth marks.
Mm.
So it keeps the werewolves at the front. Still, at the front of the storyline, there is something there. It's not normal. And it's going to be showing itself in very, very, very soon.
Yeah. And just prior to that is where that English touch is always welcome and shit like this. Like hearing blokes sitting there calling each other twats and tosses and a bloke getting told to get off his big fat lardy ass and make like a soldier. And I thought that stuff was good. And then obviously, as I said to you, I sort of mentioned that there's things that are a little easier to connect with from movies that come from those places than the US sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, like, even though he's referring to soccer, he's talking about, the footy in a six-pack. I've got to fucking get back for the game and all this sort of stuff in a more sort of relatable fashion than we would hear in movies from the US. So that stuff's always good. And then it's about that same time, we're getting stuff like I'm wrapped up tighter than an Eskimo's knapsack. And what was the other one that made me laugh? Oh, you fucking full-on fucking fuckwits and all this sort of stuff. Like all these little touches to the language that just liven it up a bit.
Yeah.
It's all pretty amusing stuff.
Yes. It just keeps a nice sort of lighter tone between them initially.
Yes.
And builds a little bit of character. There's not a heap of character. Like, they don't spend a lot of time.
No.
But it's enough. You just need enough.
Starting to paint a few shades of
and you need to know they're going to look out for each other.
Yep.
That's the only thing you need to get, is you need to understand that these guys are looking out for each other.
Yep.
So I think that helps to build a lot of that. I like the fact that the point of view of the wolves is black and white. So you kind of
up and down,
because at least it differentiates.
Yeah, I
when
think
they're there, you know that they're there.
I think it works well for that. I've got a problem with it that I'll bring up that you may have. I don't know. Maybe I was just fucking. I mean, we've discussed my eyes previously and how they may not be
right.
The best sort of.
So you couldn't see?
They may not be the best measure of whether something's done correctly or not. But we'll talk about that later on.
The tension really starts to pick up when they come across the Special Forces camp. And it's fucking ripped to shreds and there's guts and shit everywhere. And, that's when we get proper weaponry. Because initially I was thinking, the guns have blanks. Like, what the fuck? So I was thinking, how does this work? I don't know whether I've forgotten. But they come across the camp and it's all fully stocked weaponry-wise.
Yes.
And it also brings What's-he back into the mix. What was his name?
Captain Ryan.
Ryan back into the mix, who we saw very early on. And it brings him into the mix, and he starts rambling on about it was only supposed to be one of them. It was only supposed to be one.
Yeah.
And he's injured, but I just like that sequence because it once again shows these guys are meant to be special forces.
Yes.
And they've been just dispatched.
Yep.
And it says there's no shell casings, so they got to jump on them without. They didn't even get a shot off. So I thought that stuff was cool, and it's a nice way to kind of build that kind of like uneasiness.
Yes.
That they're being stalked now by whatever this is.
Yep.
Farmhouse, nice place to hole up. New location, adds some extra angles for the showdown.
Yeah. And plays into how Marshall wants to shoot some of it.
Yeah.
Because it allows the werewolves to stay in the dark and in shadow for the majority of it.
Yep.
Which you can buy because they're in that location where they're in the farmhouse. There's a bit of light there. Everything else there'd be fucking none. So that is a bit of a strength to it.
It also gives us breathing room because when they're out in the wilderness, there's nowhere to hide from these things.
Mm-hmm.
So putting them in the farmhouse gives them some security.
Well, yeah, it gives
to
them
a degree.
Those short bursts of we've had an attack, now we've patched up all the windows and the doors or locked everything up. We're going to get a brief reprieve to get some of the character work
to provide a bit more. Like
push the story along a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. Good move to have them disable the truck.
Yeah.
Instantly. because it basically means we're not going anywhere.
Yes.
I've got a kind of dislike to that. Not necessarily about the truck being disabled, but then what's mentioned later, much later, Jared, when I feel like it was probably best to mention it right then and there.
Right.
But I like that. They destroy the truck. It puts them at absolute odds.
Yep.
There's nowhere they can go because the woman pretty much says, so the next farmhouse is 50 miles down the road. So they're basically stuck.
Yeah.
Like there is no way out now.
I think she said the next place was 4 hours away too.
Yeah.
Which Joe Bob did have a chuckle at because he's like, nowhere is fucking 4 hours away. Maybe she was talking the Scottish Highlands to Luxembourg.
Well, she wasn't thinking about Luxembourg. It's fucking 4 hours from, miles away from each other in Luxembourg. Come on.
That's right. That's right.
I like that. And look, some people might shit on me here a little bit because this has been done to death, right? But having Ryan in the house means you've still got that inside villain presence.
Yeah.
The guys, the monsters on the outside are one thing, but we've got this villain inside.
Yeah. And there was no surprise to what was going on with him or what we started to unfold a little bit. But it's the strength of the actor. Like he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And he plays that sort of sadistic edge quite well.
Yes.
I think he's pretty spot on.
Agreed.
So yeah, I got to give Liam Cunningham a rap for that one and the other actors too for sort of their work around it. But this is where the strength of the acting comes in. You get someone like that who makes it worthwhile. Same with Sean Pertwee. I don't think his character is necessarily the best of the best, but he gives a great performance.
No, but you're right. His character is as standard and as bland as those characters come, but he just gives it a little bit of juice, because of his acting skill.
And he's a nice counterpoint to Cunningham because you can see he's a hard ass, but then he's displays more connection and care, and he tells that story about his mate and whatever.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I was watching
and
it, I was
seems more skilled.
Yeah.
The way he sets everyone up when they get to the Special Forces camp to weapon up, to start covering each other.
Yes.
You do this, you do that. Like, I liked the way he was they showcased his sort of abilities.
Yeah. And when I was watching it, I did, obviously it came after the fact, and I've watched this series in between viewings of the movie, but watching him this time around, I was like, I can see why they picked him to be Alfred in Gotham because he's got that edge of, I know what the fuck I'm doing, and when shit goes down, I can handle that.
Yes.
But I am also, obviously with Alfred, it was required to be a little bit the other way round.
He was caring.
He was
and
the
a
nurturer,
mentor.
he was the caring, but could also get that hard edge when required.
Yeah.
But I could see it watching this time around. I'm like, yeah, you can see all the traits there for him to have ended up in that role.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty cool to watch a couple of really good actors just go about their work and elevate something a little more.
Yeah, something in a lower budgeted where you're probably not going to get those guys.
Yeah.
Usually. It's almost like he lucked into these guys were just sort of, some of them were starting or they'd had sort of smaller careers at this stage and it grew from there.
Yeah.
So you got them at the right time when you're making something for $2 million.
Yep.
For some reason I got a fucking good chuckle out of the guy who's firing the shotgun and then the fucking werewolf reaches in, grabs the shotgun, steals it from him and then fires back at him.
Yeah.
And then throws it back in. I thought that was quite funny.
Yes, that was all right. I also there wasn't a lot of flat out laughs during that period, but I did chuckle at the fucking dog eating the organs in the middle of the chaos.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know why.
I like that, yeah.
The dog gets hold of a fucking sausage.
It's pulling on the fucking...
I was laughing.
It was fucking
gross.
gross.
At that. Yeah.
I like the use of the decoy to get to the barn to hotwire the car.
Yeah.
And it also includes this real cool scene where they've used a rope to go out the top floor.
Yes.
And then when they get him back in, they forget to cut the rope.
Yeah.
And the fucking thing tries to pull everything out the window.
Yep.
And almost crushes them. I thought that was cool. Like, it was just kind of like, it was well staged. It was well done. I liked it. all round. I thought that was one of my favourite sections of the film. I also loved that scene where the guy's in the car and he's sitting in the front seat, and then you just see the fucking breath go over his shoulder, and you hear the fucking growling.
Yep.
I thought that was such a cool shot because
Well
it's
played.
shot from the side.
Yeah.
So you can't tell if there's anyone in the back.
Yep.
But then you see the
You
fucking
see the
breath. I like that. I thought that was really cool.
Yep.
Like, really cool.
Good, strong work there.
Yeah. They show us that they wisely show a very small amount of a transformation. Fingernails, teeth, eyes.
Yep.
But then wisely do it out of
Falls
shot.
behind like a table or something.
Because we don't have the money to do this.
Yeah.
Rick Baker's not on fucking speed dial.
No.
And, you know, we don't have someone who can do this at the level that would be acceptable.
Yeah.
One of the things that always goes wrong in a lot of werewolf films these days
He's trying to match that.
trying to come up with transformation effects
Yeah.
when sometimes you cannot afford it.
Yeah. And I think, I'm putting it out there, I think the werewolves in this look really good.
I think at a distance they look great.
Yeah, when they're used the way that they are.
Yes.
And he did things like, I believe he put dancers in the suits.
He didn't
rather
use
than
like stuntmen. No.
Which actually gives them this kind of lithe sort of
Yeah,
movement.
they're moving quickly. They're fucking leaping. There,
Yeah, and they don't move a lot. Like you don't see it a lot, but when that stuff is used, it's looking pretty good. And he does shoot to give it the sort of maximum effect.
He does the right thing and shoot in quick cuts.
Yep.
Not lingering on them, because that's one of my dislikes is when they do linger for any period up close, they're not as effective.
Yeah, see, I thought they were fine. I thought as these go, like you said, they're not top tier. You're not going to put it in American Werewolf in London territory.
No.
But I thought when they did show them, I was like, yeah.
But I think if you look at
fine.
it closely, they don't show them.
They don't show
much
them
at
a
all
lot.
in close-ups at any point.
No, that's right.
In fact, even the sequence where he's fighting the wolf in the bedroom,
yeah.
I remember thinking, so this is where we start to see that they don't look real good.
Well, see, the thing for me is I don't think there was one sequence where I was like, you really should have just shot completely
because
around
he kind of shot around it.
Yeah,
even
he did for the most part.
even the wolf's in the fucking bedroom and it's lit up.
Yeah.
But he kind of shoots it in an interesting way. It's never static.
Yeah.
So you never get the sense of like, well, I can see how fucking silly it looks. So it's kudos directorially, I think, for the most part, because you know that you can't hover. I can't hover on it.
Yes.
And he wisely doesn't do that. And I think it works out well, partially because the movie's frenetic. So the idea of the fast cameras and shit is probably useful.
Yeah.
And needed.
Yep.
Driving the car with the leaking fuel, the gas canister, into what they believe is like the hive, blowing the fucking shit out of it.
Yep.
Looks great. Yeah. And they use slow-mo. He actually uses slow-mo there.
Yeah.
On a number of occasions, which works for that.
Yep.
And it's a really cool shot. It's a really cool scene.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good, and it's again stretching the budget pretty well for a big fucking explosion.
Yeah, and then later there's an even bigger one.
Yeah.
So it's clear that he's done the right thing, sectioned off the right budget for those key moments, and make sure he gets them.
Yeah.
And then build the rest. Build the rest around it, which is good.
Yep.
I kind of like the thing that the girl turns out to be, spoiler alert, it's her family, is that right?
Yes.
And she's one of them and she's a wolf?
Yes.
I was okay with that.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think there's parts of it that you saw, but I did like the way that they brought it out and the way she starts talking about it and the way he looks at her and says, you're not in the picture because you were taking it.
Yeah. And
that's how you get the info and it's like, yeah.
But it's also, they've given you the little bait and switch too, because Ryan turns.
Yes.
And so you're sort of thinking, well, that's the turn inside the house. Right. That's it.
Yep.
So they wisely give you that.
Yeah. I thought that was
pretty good. Which I think works okay.
It does. Yeah, I was fine with the ending. I thought the ending from the reveal on
Yeah.
was all pretty
Was all
strong.
happening, yeah. Shit's getting blown up. Fights are happening left and right. I think there's enough pathos with the Sarge
Yeah.
that we know that he's going to go.
Yep. Yeah. A
That
couple
works.
of nice moments out of
Couple
that.
of nice moments. But the best bit of the fucking that is Spoon. Spoon has the best death.
Oh, 100%.
He punches on with it.
Yeah.
He fucking throws everything at it. He throws fucking plates and shit and everything. And then his line of like, I hope it gives you the shit, you fucking wimp.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
a
fucking
great
good.
way to it's sort of like it's a real tough guy moment, but it
That
works.
is-
It works a treat.
That's pretty much the moment of the movie.
Yeah,
Like, it's the one where you're like, that line would fit in
yeah.
any
Action film, any
classic
fucking
movie. Like,
You know what though? I love that it's not the Sarge
yeah.
and it's not Kevin McKidd either.
Yes.
Because-
it's one of the others.
Spoon he's a minor player.
Yep.
He's kind of there. He's got a funny name. He does a couple of cool. He showcases that he's capable, and I think he makes a comment about the Sarge at one point that like he's gonna basically indicating he's gonna change, and we're gonna have to kill him.
Yeah.
So I love that it's him, not one of the key main guys. I think it's a really nice touch.
Yeah.
Overall, though, that's everything for me. I do like the fact that we bring back the silver letter opener. I mean, you can see it. I mean, it sticks out like dog's
Yeah,
balls
look,
at the start. We know it's going to come back.
I thought I probably landed on the other side of that, but it was fine. It was fine.
It gets used and it's perfectly done.
Yeah.
Anything else from you?
Yeah, I think you probably left out. We spoke about it early, but the scene where Sean Pertwee is sozzled
Yes.
And-
Getting punched in the mouth.
for real.
Yeah.
He gets punched. It's fucking brilliant. It's really well acted,
Yeah.
and it might be outside of that one single moment of I hope I give you the shit. I think that was the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of the acting and what's going on. The girl and I keep forgetting his name. His
Character name was Cooper.
Cooper, that's it. When they're sort of chatting away and trying to sort of work things out and trying to push the story along, and Pertwee's in the background fucking yelling and carrying on and shit.
I feel fucking great. I'm saying shit like
I
this.
thought it was awesome. It was so
I
good.
thought that was great.
It was just like they're in the middle of this frantic situation, but like you said, we got these moments where it's not so frantic or whatever. But he just single-handedly just fucking ramps it up again with the way he's
He
carrying
jacks
on
it
in the
right
background.
up.
I thought that was that scene had a lot going for it, and also the scene where they're questioning Ryan, which he's dropping hints all the way along and saying things in the back, like you said, it's stuff that we've seen before. But I think when they're questioning him, it's a pretty good example of some reasonably sharp dialogue, but just lifted by the quality of the people that are giving it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were a couple of strong scenes that were worth a mention.
Yeah, agreed. All right, dislikes. I mean, I already voiced a slight dislike that I felt the effects at time when they were up close weren't that great. But the camera work, although I appreciate the way it was shot because you needed to get around some of it, and I think they did a great job. There's also some moments where it's moving around like a fucking whirlwind, and at times you cannot see exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And look, again, I think maybe Marshall, I think he used it to his advantage for the most part.
Yeah.
But there are just those couple of sequences where it's so much is fucking happening and it's shaking around, and
Yeah.
I couldn't see shit a couple of times.
Yep.
Especially a couple in the forest. There's a couple in the forest early on. You couldn't see fucking shit. I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
So it has its negatives. That's the only problem
It
with
does.
that shooting style.
Yes. I would
But-
agree with that.
But to me, it's a bit of a minor.
Yeah, it's a pretty minor
Yeah.
quibble. I had a similar quibble, not like super strong, but the score.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A bit kind of flat.
the part where the score sort of first comes in when the chopper's going over the highlands of Luxembourg. the highlands of somewhere.
Of an undistinguishable country.
It's It sounds like something that wouldn't have been out of place in like one of the Rambo sequels or something. And I was
You're
just
right,
like,
you're right.
I don't know if that fits.
It kind of had that kind of boom, 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 like, you know,
Yeah,
real kind
yeah.
of like heavy kind of bass-driven shit.
Yeah, and I could see, you got tones of like a military band or something like that in there. So, I can kind of see what you're going for, but it just didn't
work.
Didn't really work. In fairness, there was one with like a beating drum that was leading up to the explosion that I thought was pretty cool. Yeah. But outside of that, it all sounded a bit like that one that I was kind of
same
putting it out there. So that was a little bit of a downer for me.
If I had one real FX issue when the sergeant has his fucking guts ripped out. Yeah. It's just the legs of sausages stuck to the
It is, yeah. The local butcher, the local butcher in Luxembourg was
come on, guys,
working overtime. They've literally gone down to the butcher and said, "We'll have 2 kg your finest Cumberland sausage."
You know what?
Man.
Just throw some fucking blood on his shirt. It would have been more. It would have felt better to do it like that. The sausages hanging out looked fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't have got the scene of the dog running off with
that,
running off with a bit of it.
And maybe that was what they were going for.
And because it was so well made by the local butcher, that's why the dog wanted it.
The dog loved it. The dog loved it. Fuck, mate, they make good sausages in Luxembourg.
As far as I know.
Okay, bring me back to the black and white. Black and white dogs.
Okay, so
the wolf vision.
Look, the wolf vision, I thought the idea itself was fine, but it seemed pretty clear that it was just daylight shots.
Yeah.
It was all day. It was all shot in the day. We'll just do it black or white.
Yeah,
which almost works, but there's a couple of them where you're like, it's just day for night. It's basically just day for night there, isn't it? And not super well done.
Yeah, it's not like they were using like a night vision filter or some shit on the camera or something like that.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I would agree.
So I sort of I got stuck on that a little bit.
Okay. So you didn't hate it?
No, I didn't hate it. I thought doing it in a different like colour or the black and white in itself was not a problem. It was just that it was definitely the sun was up in Luxembourg when he was shooting.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I'm going to say this, and I said earlier on I like the fact that I got Alien vibes, I got Predator vibes, but it did very much steal from those movies.
Yeah.
Like the structure of it is very Aliens. Like everything from Ryan, all that stuff, like he's Carter Burke.
Yes.
He's just... And again, I'm not...
He's Carter Burke if he was one of the soldiers.
Yeah. And I'm not... Don't get me wrong, I'm not against that.
No.
But it's derivative, I think I would say.
Yeah.
Derivative of Predator, derivative of Aliens. Not in a bad way.
Yeah, that's
but just
fair.
in a way of like the structure of the film is built very similar to those movies. So it's pretty clear that he's probably watched those and then just fashioned it out of that.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think he would probably know that that's the case.
Yeah, of course.
Probably why he.
The reason why I'm bringing it up, Jared, is because I made the exact same comment about Battleship, and I can't, I can't be fucking ripping the shit out of Battleship and not pointing out that even though I like this movie, it's derivative of others.
Missing from Battleship was sharp dialogue. Good acting,
quality performances, frenetic action,
villains that provided a bit of spice, frenetic action,
exactly.
Day for night shots.
There was a lot missing out of Battleship.
There's a lot missing out of Battleship.
My last one, Jared, is just a throwaway line that I was just like fucking pulling my hair out. The fucking werewolves have ripped the shit out of that truck.
Yes.
About, I think maybe we're half an hour in.
Mm-hmm.
Half an hour later, the girl goes, "Oh, there's another truck in the barn."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
Could we have been told this like 5 minutes after the truck was ruined?
Yeah.
Yes, she's a werewolf. I get that. They kind of like, she's a wolf, so maybe she's just playing games. But I'm like, let's bring that up.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, guys.
I mean, you guys have been pretty switched on for the the previous runtime. I had a similar one that was like very minor, but I was almost incredulous when I heard it. it seems pretty well established what's going on at this point. And I think it's Coop. I think she mentions that they're wolfmen, and he kind of gives it, oh, come on, or something like you just. I'm like, as far as I can tell, you've already seen these things running around on two legs, haven't you?
Yeah. They're definitely wolfmen. Let's not go with the. No, it couldn't be.
No, it couldn't be.
It's just a group of guys out there. Like,
yeah. It's like everything says, wolf. Okay, yeah. All right, I understand. You're talking about what the the injuries and everything that we're sustaining. Yeah, definitely wolves. But you've seen a pack of them running like Usain Bolt at this point. And generally the wolves that I've come across don't do that.
Yeah, that's right. These are definitely human beings. Well, they were.
Yes.
Fucking hell, mate. When you're on the moors of Luxembourg, this is likely to fucking happen. Oh, that's another that's another fucking country I'll cross off.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard the locals do like haggis in Luxembourg too, so it's close enough.
Yeah, it's close enough. Did you have anything else?
I had a couple.
Okay.
And I think they're mostly related to the budget / simplicity of how we set it all up.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm not going too hard on them, but
No.
it's plainly obvious that it's the family.
Yeah.
As soon as we get a picture of them, as soon as we, like you said, we're sort of pushing into.
How many of them were out there?
Oh, fuck.
Looked like there's about 500.
Family photo looked like a reunion, mate. There was fucking 7 or 8 of them for sure. Cousins were involved, second cousins. Yeah, I think, so for me, as soon as he kind of picks up the photo and they start talking about the family, it was already at the point in the movie where I'm like, they're not going to be throwing many new faces into this group.
No.
We've pretty much got them. We've got the girl. I don't think they're going to be bringing too many more. So when we whip out this large family photo whilst they're being attacked by a similar number of werewolves, at this point they hadn't really established it. But the second we saw the photo, it was sort of like, yeah, it's them.
Yeah, it's definitely
the family. And then by extension for that, you can probably read something into that she might be, because she knows where the place is and whatever, that she might be involved somehow.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I'm not going to hold too much against it because it was all pretty sound, especially the reveal with her down the track. I was okay with that. I was totally fine with it, but by that point, the second they mentioned the family, I was like, yeah, fuck, it's them. We know that. We know that now.
Yeah.
And same sort of thing, the letter opener.
Yeah.
Just because it was super convenient, just because we just had nothing else with them going on.
See, to me, you could have even gone with the big sword they found.
Well, yes.
It was made of fucking silver.
Yeah. But again, they found that at the house, didn't they?
Yeah, I know, but
So
it just would have been interesting that it had like a silver tip or something like that.
But they do mention, look, what self-respecting werewolf would have fucking silver in your house or whatever.
Yeah,
which
true.
is why they explained away all. No, none of the cutlery or anything like that's going to work.
Yeah,
Which
but
is
then
a fair enough
why the
point.
fuck would they keep all the gear
Well, that's right.
of that guy?
Because that's exactly where it was. It was at their house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that where they found
it's
all the packaged up shit?
yeah. So why would you keep the shit? I mean, you're a group of werewolves who eat people.
Yeah. I mean, it's well enough explained away, but it is super convenient. It's like, yeah, okay, none of our shit has it, but we've packaged up all our stuff to cover our tracks.
Look, I've just ripped the shit out of these two people. Should I take their gear?
Yeah, no, well, that's what they've got to
bring their
do.
gear with them.
They've got to fucking get back there. They've got to get in the truck the day after and fucking go and cover their tracks, don't they? Although I'm led to believe they left the bodies because didn't they mention early on there was a couple of hikers that got ripped apart or whatever? So
why are we covering our tracks with werewolves?
yeah. I left a large scat out there last night. I think there might be a couple of hands in it or something. I've got to go and find it. Where's the dog poo bag?
Yeah, you know what? Like, it'll be a fair old scat if it's got a couple of hands in it.
Yeah. Their dog poo bags are garbage bags, so
holy shit. Fuck,
Yeah, but that would be the next
But
day.
again, as we drill down, why are you covering your tracks? You're fucking werewolves.
Yeah, that's right.
No one's going to question, like no one's going to assume the family killed these people.
Yeah. And anyway, as far as I can tell from watching numerous cryptozoology documentaries, whenever it's a turd, they always just assign it to a fox or something.
Yeah, I know, but those turds didn't have a fist in it. That's usually when you know it's a werewolf scat.
Yeah, that's the defining feature.
Someone's hairy knuckled hand.
Yeah. Well, a couple. It was a big night. It wasn't just, I didn't just find one
eat?
person. Well, a whole army unit, apparently.
All right. Has you got anything else? You got anything else
That's
there?
everything. That's everything.
Okay. Might have to knock off half a star now that we've fucking through that.
Yeah, now that we've cracked open the bathroom habits of the fucking local wolf population, werewolf
fucking hell.
population.
Oh, dear. All right. That was Dog Soldiers. You can find us on Podomatic, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Send us an email at thrillme@iinet.net.au. We're on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, Instagram at Thrill Me Podcast AU, and at Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com. Make sure you rate and review us on iTunes, Podomatic, and wherever else you can find us. Keep an eye on the Facebook page for details of the next film that we cover. But until then, take it easy, everyone, and we'll catch you later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.